Alright guys, I've got another video for you. This is about where we left off last time. These notes might be a little bit different, so I'll leave them on the screen just for a second. We are going to be working on that address book that we were talking about in the last video with reading and writing to text documents. So here's some notes that I had from school. Step 1, open the file. Step 2, read the file. And step 3, close the file. Here's the different ways you can read from it. Read, read line, and read lines. You have to have a path to the file, which address book is right there. And then R is for reading mode, so read. And then you also have writing and appending. Alright, so what we are going to do now is we are going to go ahead and just get started on this, and I'm going to save all this stuff right here into another file. I'm going to call this file notes.py. It's going to, and I'm just going to take everything I have here and I'll move it into this folder, or that file there. Okay, what this is going to do for me is you can always go back and look at it, and we're going to work on this part here, in this part right here. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is let's go ahead and create a simple menu for us to read from. And I'm going to create a function. So you create a function by doing def, and this function I'm just going to call it main menu, like this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a menu. A simple menu here. I could probably cheat and steal it. Let me steal this one I have on this other screen because I don't want to waste my time building the menu. Alright, so we have this menu right here that I kind of stole from my other one. I've been drawing them all day, so I don't feel like doing it again. So our options are show contacts, add a contact, remove a contact, and close. So if you try to run this, you're going to see that nothing plays. And the reason why nothing is playing is because I've just declared a function. That's all I've done. This def main menu, how it works is anything inside of this, whenever I call the function, it will run. But if we don't ever call a function at all, it's not going to run. So let me call it one time. I'll say main menu. And now when I run it, it goes up to the menu and plays what is inside of this. Perfect. Okay, a part of this, when you get to a menu, well, the menu is used for navigating throughout a program. We need to basically give the user the ability to choose one of these options. So I'm going to create a way for them to do that. So I'm going to say selection is equal to input, and their options, I want to give them a hint, because the user, you got to think of all the errors that the user could make, and they might. When I look at this, I think, okay, I'm either going to put 1, 2, 3, 4. But somebody else who reads this might not think like that. They might think, oh, I need to type show contacts. So we need to give them a hint on what to do. So I'm going to say, please make a selection. And then I'll give them a hint. 1 through 4. It doesn't have to be like a major hint or anything like that, but give them an idea of what they're supposed to do right there. Alright, so now we're going to just keep on building this out. So we'll say if selection is equal to 1, that means they push the 1 key. What did they want to do? Well, they wanted to see their contacts. They wanted to see who's in their address book. So I'm going to make another function, show contacts. Real simple. Alright, I do not have a show contacts function yet, so what am I going to do? I'm just going to create it. def show contacts. And we don't have to do this whole thing right now. We don't have to actually program all of this right now. I kind of want to build the shell of everything and then just kind of start adding on to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say print this is where we should contacts of the address book. And this is kind of just going to be a placeholder for me here. And what happens after they make this selection? Well, after they make this selection, presumably you're going to show them their contacts, and then you're going to want to send them back to the main menu. So I'm going to say input, press enter to continue. ... So they won't be able to keep going until they press enter. So this will give them some time to read their contacts and gives them a second. And then after they press enter, we want to send them back to the main menu again so they can make another selection. All right, so that covers our shell for show contacts. The next one would be add a contact. So I'm going to say if selection is equal to 2. That means we want to add a contact. So I'm going to say add contact. And I don't have a function written for that one, so I'm just going to steal this one, copy it, and I'll change the name from show contact to add contact. And this is where we should add a contact. This is where we should add a contact to the address book. All right. All right. Next option here is going to be remove a contact. So we have remove a contact. Remove contact. And I'll just change that. Remove contact. Add another selection. If selection 3. Remove contact. And finally, we'll do one more, but this one's going to be for close or quit when you're done. So quit. So we'll say print. Thank you for using Mr. Eversole's address book. The /n is for new line. So adding extra lines here, just for neatness, I guess, to make it look nice. And then I'll say print, have a great day. And then at the very end, to end my program, I'm just going to say return. And what return does is it basically says, okay, we're done with all of this mess. You can go ahead and keep going to the next line of code. So right here is where we started the program. So when you say return, it basically just goes to this line and says, okay, I'm done with executing this line of code. I can move on to the next one. And the next line of code is just blank. So it's basically over. All right, let's test all of these features and see if it works. So if I hit run, we have welcome to the contacts log. If I push 1 to show contacts, this is where we should show the contacts. Press enter to continue. And then the next one, add a contact, remove a contact, and then finally close. I didn't actually see it print that. Let me try it again. Run 4. Ooh, why did it not print? Oh, duh. I didn't make the actual selection here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do if selection is 4. That means we need to do quit. Like so. Okay, now it should work. So let me clear that. Run 4. Thank you for using Mr. Eversole's address book. Have a great day. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Okay, one thing about this, whenever I'm running it, you can see the program, it looks good. And then as soon as you make a selection, it just prints more stuff. And then it reprints the menu again. And it kind of just keeps going farther and farther down the page, which doesn't look so great. There is a way around that, and I'm going to show you a quick way around that to actually clean this up a little bit. At the top, I'm going to say import, import replit. Alright, this replit library has a built-in function, or a function inside of it called clear, and we're going to give that a shot. So replit.clear. Now, one thing about this is when you try to run it, it's going to like install some packages for this replit. And at school, it was taking a while. Let's see how quick I can do it at home. So I have a pretty decent internet, but it might not be the internet. It might be actually their web page. But anyway, it is updating dependencies. Oh, look right there. It's maxing out this CPU here. That's what it is. They just added that feature too. All right, I'm going to pause this video and I'll be back when it's done so you don't have to watch this. All right, I'm back and it finished. It probably took another 2 minutes or so, or a minute, I don't know. Okay, so we have this printout here. It's that same, it's the same menu I have. And now you'll see that if I make a selection, it prints it out. Then when I hit enter again, it gets back to this clear, which clears the whole screen and allows it to look like we're actually in a kind of a real program, which this is a real program, but anyway, gives it a nicer feel. All right, I'm also going to add this clear feature here to the top of all of these functions. So I'm going to clear here, 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 and once more right there. Okay, let's see what that looks like now. And you only have to install it once. After it's done, it's done. So, and then 2, 3, and then 4. Perfect. Okay, cool deal. All right, so let's use some of our notes to fill in this show contacts part right there. So what we want to do is we want to push 1 and then we want to actually see the contacts. We can go to our notes, so I'm going to click on notes. And our first step was to, we needed the file path. Well, you need the address book too, so you need this notepad, but the first step is to literally open the file, so we need the path to the file. So I'll grab that. And I'm just going to put that in here in the add contacts. So I'll get my path to the file. Then the next thing we want to do is we want to open the file. So this says it adds a variable, runs the function open, goes to the path, which is right here. And it's not in a folder or anything, so it's just out in the open. So go to this folder, go to this file, and R for read it. So I'll make some notes here. Read the file. All right, then we'll go back to the notes again. Our next thing is read line, and read lines. Now, I don't really want to read one line at a time right now. I'm just trying to display this information for someone. So the one we want to use is probably just read right here. Read all the text. And so I will grab this one right there. So I'll go back to this one, and I will say read. And the very, very important step, which is close the file. So then I will close it. And then you want to actually display the address book to them. And what happens here is we go to the file, we open it for reading, and then we read the contents and store it into file info. That's a variable. So now we want to show them that info that came back out of the address book. So you can just do print file info. like so. Oops, I don't want to make that a string. There we go. All right, so that's going to print the info out. I'm going to put a couple spaces in here just to make it look a little bit nicer when it prints out. Okay. I don't know if I want them at the top. You know what? I just want them at the bottom. I want to go all the way to the top. Okay, so I'll put the space at the bottom from the enter to continue. Okay, let me make a couple more notes here. So what does this do? This actually reads and stores the file into a variable. And this one closes the file. I know you probably don't care for writing comments, but comments are extremely useful. It's like breadcrumbs for trying to refigure something out when you might have forgot later, and they help people in anyone who might want to like help you with your code or maybe give you some pointers. So here we go. So we print the information. Print the contacts like so, and let's give this a shot. Let's see if it works. So I'll run this. What do I want to do? I want to see my contacts, so I'll push 1. This is where the contacts, I put that all under add contacts. Oof. I wonder how many of you were sitting there going, Mr. Eversole, what are you doing? Okay, so here I can fix it pretty quick, I think, though. I'll grab all of this, and I'll just put it right there. Not too big of an error, I don't think. Cut. Paste. This is where we should add. This is where we should add. To the address book. All right. Okay, try again. Okay, so show contacts. We go to the file, blah, blah, blah. Let's give it a shot. Run it again. One more time. Show contacts. And there we go. John Smith, Carrie Underwood, and Adam Rice. Scum. I like that name. Okay, enter. Back to the main menu, and we can do any of these other ones. Perfect. Alright, that is going to be it for this video. Hopefully you guys learned something, and in the next video we'll be working on adding a contact. Alright, see you guys later.